You know, it's nice. That one of the things I love about walking, either when I go foraging or just go and explore Scotland, it's so amazing the people have, you know. They're very friendly. And I think you see, the people are a lot more relaxed to have a conversation with you, especially when you start to move out of the city center. I think everybody, when you're in the city center, people are busy on the go. No one wants to stop. Even so, people will stop and give direction and so forth. But I have the map um, on my phone, and you know, just for conversation's sake, I like to stop and ask people questions. You know, the Scots people, they're very nice people. So that's me on a trek in Scotland, the Pentlands. Can you imagine that? The Montagonian Jamesy from Jamaica taking the Pentlands by storm. No, not by storm, by sunshine. Gosh, we've just been through Hurricane Melissa. Don't want to even talk about storms, so let's reflect on the glorious sunshine today. And I'm still keeping my eyes open for wild garlic. It's strange though. I think in this area, if I'm to find Wominjar wild garlic, it have to be not in the reservoir area, but probably along the river and where the woodland meets the river. And chances are I'll find it because earlier on, when I was recording, I stumbled upon wild leek and wild garlic and ground elder. It was easy. But in this area, it's farmland. As you can see, all these nice plains, well laid out, the contours, very nice. Some steeper than others, some of the hills steeper than others. Okay. But even so, they are walkable. And listen, let me see this. Easter Bavelaw farm. So this is a private farm. So this is one of the things that I always talk about, that apparently in Scotland, I don't know about Northern Ireland or England or Wales, but definitely in Scotland. In recent years, there have been the beginning of a partnership between the landowners and the locals, working in partnership with the local councils and the government for people to ramble about. And you can see this right across Scotland. You know, in some parts of the UK, I guess this wouldn't have been possible. All this would have been private and stay that way. But here are the reservoirs. People are able to ramble about. I guess the council own the reservoir, so it would be council land. But even so, maybe some of these lands have been bought off. I'm not sure if it's still. Well, it said Edinburgh Council. I saw a sign earlier on, and it stated Edinburgh Council. So maybe the reservoir is under Edinburgh Council, but the land around it is owned by different people. Maybe they purchase from the government and farm it. So here I am rambling about in Scotland. I know I can. Yeah, so let's see where this takes me. Ground elder. Wow, got the ground elder. Loads of it. So let's look for the nice shiny early leaves. Got this ground elder. Here we go. All this is ground elder. Obviously, there'll be loads of dogs passing about this bit, so you wouldn't want to forage from this path. You have to go further inland you know. Oh yeah, so here we're coming up to this nice place, which I don't know anything about, but I'm guessing every path leads to somewhere. Oh, Glencourse. So this path leads to Glencourse. Okay. So it's, let me see. Take a picture. Yes. So this path leads to Glencourse, right? Notice the sign. It said 9 mile burn, 4 miles. Glencourse 5 miles, and here and underneath it says Scottish Rights of Way Society. So there is a society of people working in partnership with landowners and the government that afford for me to be walking about, you know. And I'm sure this must have taken years of development. It's not like overnight, you know. It might be a decade ago since they have this type of system in place, or longer. But you can tell it wasn't always the case in Scotland. But there are organizations who work in partnership with landowners and the local government, you know, the council, Edinburgh Council or Midlothian Council, etc. And I think the idea is it encourages quality of life improvement, right? As long as you can make your way up here, you know, by walking or driving or cycling, it it afford for exercise through cycling, running, and just walking, and thus lead to quality of life outcome. Tandem to this is foraging. When you do get forageable stuff, berries and stuff. Now it's spring, so wild garlic, wild leek. Although I don't see any wild garlic and wild leek at the moment. This bit is bare of it, but there you go. But it's good that all this is here for people to explore. Amazing, I'm telling you. This is what I miss, you know. Because when I was in Jamaica, I used to ramble all about. Well, there are some farms in Jamaica that you could walk along, not in the field itself, but they always have edges. So same idea. And I have no idea where this is going. Maybe I have to be like Donald Trump and use my gut feelings. But again, gut feelings could be upset stomach. So let me not mention gut feeling. No, I'm not going to trump it. But if there's a path, it leads to somewhere. I can always turn back. And it's such a lovely day. Oh, nice trick. I'm loving it. So I'm heading to Glencourse, wherever that is and whatever that is. I will find out, won't I? Here we go. Let's see. So 5 miles to Glencourse. Mm. Do I have enough in me to make it? Aye. All for wild garlic, eh? The thing you do for forageable stuff in this time and age. It's unbelievable for the little green substance. But you can check out my vlog, the Oy'Nissh vlog on YouTube. You've seen that in the past I've used wild garlic and wild leek to make other stuff. And I've left some videos some recent videos making steamed omelette, Oy'Nissh omelette or Omlish, and the recipe is on my website, oynish.com. Yeah. So sometimes I forage when I go search for stuff, and sometimes I just go walking and explore. So I don't always forage. So today is not a forage day for me, but exploration day. And I want to believe that it's good to make use of exploring the environment. Bavelaw. Let me see this. It's a lot of law. These people must be very law abiding. Scottish Wildlife Trust, Red Moss of Barlarno Wildlife Reserve. Okay, so, all right, so I sense that if I go down this road, it can take me back to Barlarno, where I got the bus, where I came off the bus, right? But I can go this way and explore further, so that's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, I'm going to. There's a part going that way, but let me see. I'm just going to continue along here and see where it takes me. There are options. I'm telling you, this place is vast. Thank God for Scotland and how they try as best to preserve um, the environment for people to enjoy. You know, welcome to the Red Moss of Barlarno. Let me just take a picture. The name red moss is thought to originate from those species of sphagnum moss which are colored red or possibly the color of flowering heather. Okay. Scottish Wildlife Trust. Oh, look at this. This must be the cycle path. Oh, it's two of them. So which way? Which way do I take? I'm left-handed, so I'm going to take the left side to pick up. Scotland is good. Scotland is awesome. Scottish people don't sometimes they take for granted the blessings of the land itself, the natural environment. You know, it reminds me of how awesome Jamaican is. The place is just so beautiful. The water is so clean. The river's nice. You know, no. I'm going to turn the camera off a bit and walk along here and see how far it takes me. I'm trying to save battery because I think I'll be running out of battery. This mobile phone doesn't have a long battery life. It's shocking, but that's what I have to live with. Okay, so I've come to the end of the video. I've just walked on the platform over the mosque area. I guess it's there to prevent us from walking into the water. It's very swampy. So I'm going to close the video on the Pentland Hills walk. I started out in Barlarno and ended up in the Pentlands. There was an area that I saw wild garlic, right? But my best bet is I must have missed parts of the Pentlands or some reservoir area that have a lot more wild garlic. So I think it just depends on where I go. But I did see some wild garlic earlier on when I enter the reservoir, right? But I'm now at Bavelaw, the Bavelaw region, but I don't see any wild garlic in this area. Wild garlic or plemunji, nor do I see any wild leek. So my best bet is that Barlarno probably have loads more wild garlic because that's where I saw it first. Loads of it, and that was nice. So maybe what I need to do is there's a vehicle coming. Check out Barrel now, seeing that I'm nearby. So I'm going to try and do a separate vlog. I think I've got a little more battery space. I'm going to do a separate vlog. And seeing that I'm near Barrel now, to see if I can try and locate wild garlic within that area. But the Pentlands have some, and it's near some of the reservoirs, right? But maybe not having explored many of the different water areas or reservoirs, I might have missed some of them. So that might take another trip. But I'll go to Bar Learner after this and search, do a separate vlog. Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and share and subscribe. And thanks for continuing with the Oy'Nissh vlog.